Cheerio, bonjour, and I'm not very happy because I just made a 22-minute video. I'm always funny the first time. It didn't work. I did hire a little girl up the street to try to help me with all this nonsense, but oh my goodness, it's hard being old. When you're a kid who grows up doing this, but you're a kid who grew up doing this on a typewriter, a real typewriter. I mean, I can remember having to change the ribbons. Did you ever have to change the ribbons on your typewriter? I did. We had ribbons where the top part was black and the bottom was the red, so you could get the color in it. I literally just, oh my goodness. Okay, I want to talk about Diddy. And again, I won't be as funny this time. Okay. He's in a bad situation. However, he has a lot of people to talk about. Maybe I'll start differently this way. I'm half surprised Jay-Z has not left the country. I don't really understand why Diddy didn't leave the country when his two homes were, raided by the feds. Because, we all say the feds. He knew exactly what they were going to find. Apparently there was not 1 inch of his home that was not recorded. Even his own toilet was recorded. Creepy. So I'd not really heard of this dude. But here's the better part. I'm learning about this. And I see he was involved in a crime in 1999 with J-Lo, a shooting at Club New York. Okay. I had no idea J-Lo was famous until the Ben Affleck divorce. I mean, for real. I thought J-Lo was famous because she married Ben Affleck. See, I don't care about Hollywood. I don't care about celebrities. I love Britney from the Royal News Network, and she talks about, who's this girl? Oh, Blake Lively. I keep meaning to look her up. I've never heard of Blake Lively. Who the heck is Blake Lively? Anyway, this won't be nearly as good. So apparently J-Lo was in this shooting in 1999. What's his name? Diddy had a new guy, it's not the word I'm trying to say, named Shine with him. There was a shooting. 3 people were shot. One woman was shot. No one was killed. One woman was shot directly in the nose. And as she was being put under for surgery, she's screaming, "Diddy shot me. Diddy shot me." Well, Shine also shot. But Shine, she said, shot into the ceiling. Diddy shot at her. J-Lo was vindicated. I think she was held for 14 hours or something. Diddy had a 5.5 or 6 month trial, and he was acquitted. And then 15 years later, he bragged about paying off the jury. Anyone surprised? Oh, I'm putting chapstick on. Who wants to borrow it? Because we all know American women ask to borrow chapstick. I think that was the moment that I knew Harry's wife was truly trash. You never, ever ask a woman to borrow chapstick. I'm going to tell you something really, really tacky. But it happened when I was about 18. I had forgotten my lipstick. So my best friend and I went into CVS. We found the lipstick aisle. I found the color I wanted. I put it on. And I put the lipstick right back in the container. And we walked out the store. And then, yes, that was trashy. But what I did not do was ask Michelle if I could borrow her lipstick. Because classy women do not do that. Okay. Diddy is messed up. So he made the biggest mistake of recording all of his crimes. Just like Sarah Boone. So if you're going to put your boyfriend in a suitcase, the last thing you do is record it. He's begging for his life, and you don't say, "That's my name, don't wear it out." I don't really understand. Again, once his house were raided, why did he not leave? Rumor has it, who's that big, he's really ugly, giant lips. Oh, Beyonce's, Jay-Z. Beyonce's, I mean, that dude's gross. He has nothing to do with his color of his skin. He looks like a big effing gorilla. He's disgusting. He has no grammar. Word has it, he hasn't been in the country in 5 days. And word also has it that he's all over those tapes. You know, I think he was 37 or 27 when he hooked up with Beyonce, 19. Well, now I want to look it up because I believe they're at least more than 10 years apart. Word has it that Jay-Z allegedly would bring Beyonce into those parties, get her drugged up, and then watch what people would do to her. So many people would go to these parties and they knew that Diddy was doing something wrong. So they would bring their own little flask of their orange juice or stuff. He was drugging up everything. There's a man who sued him for $14,000 because when he woke up, his entire jaw needed to be replaced. The man admits he went in, he was doing naughty things with a willing woman. Diddy offered him a drink. He said he took a drink, and about 5 hours later, he woke up to see Diddy being naughty with a woman, and apparently Diddy was thrusting and looked at him and said, "I just did this to you 3 hours ago." That's all on tape. Okay, so this dude sued him. He only wanted the $14,000, but I believe he sued him for $10 million. Diddy ignored it, and the dude was awarded an automatic $100 million judgment. And as of 7 days ago, that judgment has been upheld. So, which means Diddy is not allowed to spend 1 penny on an attorney until all of his outstanding judgments have been paid for. Okay, I already said this. My first video was so much better. You guys talk to me and I'll remember much of it. But I'll get to the crux of it. Is Oprah Winfrey gonna be next? For real. She was best friends with Weinstein, best friends with Crosby, best friends with Clinton, best friends with Diddy. Oh, and best friends with, most importantly, Epstein. Oprah ran a little orphanage, school for girls in Africa. It wasn't necessarily an orphanage, though. It was for families who wanted their children to go to a better school. In 2007, and I don't know if I wrote the exact numbers down. Oh, in 2007, 17 girls were kidnapped. The media talked about it once. And then in 2011, 21 girls were kidnapped. Again, the media only talked about it. And the media only talked about it because a couple of those girls' parents were very vocal. Well, who was best friends? Who was Oprah best friends with Epstein during those years? Who was Oprah best friends with during those years? Epstein. I answered my question. You know, Oprah was on Epstein's plane 20-some times, but Oprah had her own plane, so the Epstein logs don't need to be in that. But why is this creepy woman hanging out with all these creeps? They're all creeps. Danny Masterson. Everyone knew what he was doing. You know, I'm digressing for a bit. What's that guy? Ashton Kutcher and Mila something. Well, the first time they met, he was 19, she was 14, and they had a tongue on screen. And he made a comment about, "Oh, isn't this illegal?" And then a year or two later, he's talking about the Olsen twins. Only 2 more years till they're legal. Ashton Kutcher's a creep, and there are plenty of photos of him at these parties. He's been quite quiet, but he's been quiet since Danny Masterson. How can you defend anyone? You know, I am going on a tangent. My first video honestly was better. In Ashton and Mila Kunis In all those letters, they talked about, almost every other paragraph, Danny was drug-free. He kept me being drug-free. Okay. Didn't Danny drug up the women so he could abuse them? A walking double standard. If not for double standards, many liberals would have no standards at all. I have to cut this short because I'm quite annoyed that the whole other thing didn't work. I will probably do a part 2 to this tomorrow. I would love to hear your thoughts. And I apologize, I'm so frustrated. You're 53. Oh, what's his name? Diddy? 54? When you're 53, you get frustrated. Here's something about Diddy. So he's sitting in this tiny little prison cell, possibly one or two worst prisons in the country. There are 18 federal judges in New York that are able to send from the Eastern and Southern District. The Southern District, if you want a job and you get hired by the Southern District, you've hit a home base, a home run. The Southern District is what you want. Apparently, out of 30%, 6 out of 18 judges refused to send any of their prisoners to this facility, the same facility where Epstein hung himself the exact same way my Christmas ornaments hung themselves. Not alone. I think Diddy needs to talk. I think he's scared to talk. But I think that's a big reason why Hollywood's being quite quiet. Harry is linked up to this idiot. And my thing about Jay-Z, side note, he's really, really gross looking. Frightening. I think Diddy's pretty much a good-looking dude. So I almost give Jay-Z a pass for having to drug women to be with him. I'm totally joking. Please comment. I will get my act together and do the rest of this video. I cannot believe I did 22 minutes of work. I hate technology. I really do. If you're still watching right now, God bless you. Pray for your families. And oh my goodness, God bless this America. If you're a traditional woman, be proud of yourself. Because a lot of these little chicks who are selling themselves on OnlyFans are going to be 30, 35 and wonder why a man doesn't want them. I'm horrified by today's feminist. I'm running my mouth too long. I'm not trying to get political. God bless you. God bless this America. Let's hope this works. If you're still watching, hit like. And if you don't hit subscribe, I'll hit Diddy after you. God bless. Take care, kids.